Earth had always seemed quiet to the rest of the galaxy, a small blue planet tucked in a corner of the Milky Way, unnoticed, unthreatening. Alien civilizations monitored it from afar, their fleets occasionally scanning for signs of technological advancement, but each report returned the same assessment: weak, primitive, insignificant. Commander Varix, leading one of the largest fleets in the sector, often laughed at humanity's attempts to explore orbit, thinking them laughably harmless. "They cannot even defend themselves," he said, smirking to his officers. Yet in the shadows of Earth, something had begun to stir. Deep beneath the oceans and inside Earth's core, energy systems long hidden from human knowledge began to pulse. Scientists like Dr. Liana Carter had noticed subtle anomalies for months, sun-explained, magnetic shifts, faint signals in satellite networks, and energy surges that seemed to defy understanding. On the surface, humans went about their daily lives unaware. But in secret command centers, military strategists and scientists worked together to monitor these quiet signs. "Something is waking," Carter murmured to General Marcus Hale, her eyes scanning fluctuating readings on multiple screens. The suspense built slowly, like a shadow creeping across the galaxy. Meanwhile, alien scouts moved through orbit, testing Earth's defenses. They sent small probe ships, drones, and stealth monitoring arrays, expecting to encounter weak resistance. Each time, however, they met unexpected interference. Engines sputtered, sensors jammed, and communication signals faltered without explanation. Alien officers reported strange anomalies, fleeting shadows on radar, instruments showing impossibilities, and small attacks that had no visible source. Panic started to creep into their confident ranks, yet they could not see the hand behind these disruptions, the quiet intelligence guiding Earth's defenses. Suspense for the audience grew. The alien fleets, sure of victory, were already being subtly undermined. In orbit, human stealth crafts moved silently, invisible to alien scanners. Each maneuver was calculated, every position strategic. General Hale observed through multiple sensor arrays, ensuring the crafts remained undetected while energy pulses from Earth's oceanic intelligence subtly disrupted alien instruments. Dr. Carter monitored fluctuations in the core's energy network, translating ancient data patterns into commands that guided the stealth crafts and orbital defenses. No one outside the command centers knew the full extent of humanity's preparation. The suspense was palpable. The galaxy believed it watched a weak planet. Yet in reality, Earth was quietly assembling a hidden strength. Back on the alien flagship, Commander Varix grew increasingly frustrated. "Why do our probes fail?" he barked, slamming his fist against the console. "Why can't we measure their defenses? Why are our weapons misfiring?" Officers scrambled to diagnose the failures, but each attempt only revealed more confusion. Alien technology advanced. As it was faltered against something unseen, unpredictable, and strangely precise. The suspense escalated. The audience sensed the rising tension as the once confident fleets faced failures they could not explain. The quiet planet, underestimated for centuries, was showing the first signs of its hidden might. As the hours passed, more anomalies occurred. Satellites recorded strange bursts of energy in orbit. Satellites and drones failed without reason, and small alien craft mysteriously drifted powerless. On Earth, scientists and military leaders exchanged cautious smiles. Every failure was part of a pattern, a deliberate orchestration of preparation. Humans were learning the extent of their own hidden power, while the aliens remained blind, trapped in assumptions about Earth's weakness. Suspense and curiosity held the audience. How could a quiet, unassuming planet cause such chaos without even striking directly? By nightfall, Earth's orbit was a silent battlefield of invisible maneuvers. Stealth crafts monitored alien ships, while subtle pulses from the oceans disrupted sensors and weapons systems. Commander Hale and Dr. Carter moved calmly, confident, in their understanding of the galaxy's expectations and their ability to surpass them. Outside, the alien fleets remained unaware, their arrogance blinding them to the danger that waited quietly above. Suspense was thick. Viewers could feel the slow buildup of tension, knowing something massive was coming. Yet nothing had erupted yet. The first subtle signs of Earth's power were not in explosions or battles, but in control. Alien formations faltered without attack, weapons failed without cause, and probes returned incomprehensible data. Small, isolated failures multiplied, spreading confusion across the alien command structure. Commander Varix began to doubt his strategy, and his officers whispered uneasily about what they could not see. Suspense shifted into fear. The quiet signs of Earth's hidden strength were becoming impossible to ignore. As the story closed for this part, the audience understood the stakes. Earth remained outwardly calm and silent, but beneath the surface, forces long underestimated had begun to awaken. The galaxy's confidence in humanity was fragile, already shaken by invisible strikes and unexplained failures. The suspense built. Naturally, the next moments promised to reveal the planet's hidden power in ways the galaxy could never have imagined. Earth remained outwardly calm, but beneath the surface, preparations had reached a fevered pitch. Humans moved in perfect coordination, unseen and unthreatened. While alien scouts continued to underestimate the planet's capabilities, General Marcus Hale oversaw orbital command centers, his eyes scanning multiple screens, showing stealth crafts, energy pulses, and subtle signals from deep within Earth's core. Every movement, every pulse, was deliberate and precise. The suspense built as the audience realized the galaxy's most confident fleets were blind to the quiet but growing threat. Stealth crafts moved silently through orbit, taking positions around key points of alien approach. These ships were invisible. 2 alien sensors, yet each one was poised for immediate action. Every alien probe, every attempt at scanning Earth, was anticipated and neutralized in the shadows. Dr. Liana Carter monitored energy surges from Earth's oceans and deep core. Converting patterns into guidance for the stealth fleet, alien fleets were unaware that their every maneuver was being observed, measured, and countered without a single human moving into direct conflict. Suspense intensified as the viewers could feel the growing tension, the calm before the storm. On the surface, engineers and scientists prepared orbital weapons, ensuring each system was linked to Earth's intelligence network. Satellite arrays hummed silently, orbital cannons calibrated, and stealth crafts hidden behind debris fields or invisible shields. Every action reinforced a central truth. Humans had been underestimated for too long, and the galaxy had no idea what was about to happen. Alien scouts passed through orbit, scanning for weaknesses, yet every attempt failed. Engines sputtered, sensors misread signals, and communication channels faltered without any visible cause. The suspense grew. Earth was setting the stage for something massive. Yet the audience could only guess what, Commander. Varex's frustration mounted as reports of strange interference reached his bridge. "How can this be?" he roared, pacing before his officers. "Our sensors should detect everything. Our weapons should fire perfectly. Why are they failing?" Scrambled to diagnose the failures, but every attempt revealed more confusion. Ships misfired, formations faltered, and small alien craft drifted powerless without explanation. The suspense heightened the aliens, confident and arrogant. "We're already trapped in the first layer of humanity's strategy, as Earth's fleets moved silently. Hidden energy pulses began subtly disrupting alien systems. Orbital weapons aligned, guided by invisible calculations and precise timing. Drones slipped through formations, quietly neutralizing engines, shields, and weapon systems. No battle had begun yet, but the galaxy could already sense the change. Aliens were no longer fully in control, and every attempt to regain dominance was quietly failing. Suspense built steadily for the audience. The calm planet above was a threat far beyond what anyone expected. Humans coordinated in silence. Hale monitored alien movements with perfect foresight, while Carter guided the pulses that scrambled sensors and jamming communication networks. Small failures multiplied across alien fleets, weapons misfired, engines sputtered, and even their most advanced drones failed to report useful data. Alien officers whispered uneasily, realizing something unseen was working against them, yet they could not locate it. Suspense intensified. Viewers could feel the tension of a rising storm. Quiet power about to be unleashed. The preparations continued for hours. But to the outside world, everything appeared normal. Satellites passed overhead, orbital debris drifted silently, and stealth ships remained invisible. The audience was aware of the invisible forces aligning for the first strike, building suspense by showing humans in calm control while alien confidence slowly eroded. Every step, every pulse, every alignment reinforced the idea that Earth was far more capable than the galaxy believed. By nightfall, the alien fleets remained unaware of the full scale of the threat. Commander Virex attempted to regroup, assigning ships to protect command vessels and reinforce scanning. Yet each plan failed silently. Engines failed, weapons misfired, and communication channels faltered. Humans watched from orbit, prepared for the precise moment to strike. The suspense peaked. The first visible conflict was imminent. But for now, the audience only felt the tension of waiting. As the scene closed, Hale and Carter exchanged quiet glances. "They still think we are weak," Hal said softly, scanning the fleets on his monitors. Carter nodded, her fingers flying over energy control panels. "Let them think that. The moment we strike, they will realize how wrong they are." The suspense for viewers lingered, leaving them eager for the first visible sign of humanity's power, a strike that would shatter assumptions and begin the galaxy's reckoning. The calm before the storm shattered in a sudden, precise moment. Alien fleets, confident in their superiority, approached Earth's orbit, ready to demonstrate their power. Commander Virex believed victory was inevitable. The ships formed tight formations, weapons primed, engines humming with deadly precision. But they did not notice the invisible web of human strategy surrounding them. Stealth crafts moved silently through the shadows, invisible to sensors, waiting for the perfect instant to act. Suspense built for the audience. The galaxy's arrogance was about to meet humanity's patience and intelligence. The first subtle attacks began quietly. Small alien vessels, at the lead of the formation, sputtered and stalled mid-flight. Engines failed without warning. Shields flickered and collapsed. Panic rippled through the alien crews. "What is happening?" shouted officers, over-distorted. "Comes." Missiles misfired, energy cannons jammed, and sensors produced impossible readings. Humans had not fired a single visible shot, yet the aliens were already crippled. The suspense for viewers escalated. They were witnessing the moment a hidden force quietly reshaped a battlefield without traditional combat. From orbit, General Marcus Hale observed calmly, his fingers tracing patterns on holographic displays. Dr. Leanna Carter guided pulses from deep oceanic and core energy systems, synchronizing stealth strikes and interference with exact precision. Every movement of alien ships had been predicted and countered. Tiny stealth crafts infiltrated capital ships, disabling engines and weapons with surgical accuracy. Orbital cannons fired in synchronization with invisible pulses, striking weak points that the aliens did not know existed. Chaos erupted among the enemy, and yet humans remained calm, precise, and controlled. Suspense reached a fever pitch. The first strike had begun, but the full scale of Earth's power was still hidden. Commander Virex attempted to regain control, signaling his ships to regroup and fire concentrated volleys. But every maneuver was anticipated. Missiles exploded mid-flight, energy beams misaligned, and communication channels scrambled. Stealth craft slipped through defensive lines, sabotaging command vessels and leaving entire squadrons drifting powerless. Alien crews panicked, shouting over each other as formations collapsed. Suspense for the audience intensified. The once confident fleets were being dismantled by invisible forces. A terrifying display of strategy and intelligence. Amid the chaos, orbital cannons targeted capital ships with pinpoint accuracy. Massive vessels exploded silently, their destruction sudden and complete. Fighter squadrons, left without engines or weapons, drifted helplessly in space. Alien officers realized that Earth's defenses were not only effective but invisible, precise, and unpredictable. Commander Varex's arrogance crumbled as he witnessed ships he thought invincible fail one by one. Suspense transformed into awe. The audience could see the gap between expectation and reality. Humanity's quiet strength reshaping the battlefield before any traditional battle had even occurred. The first wave of strikes had devastated alien formations. Yet humans did not pause. Stealth crafts infiltrated the remaining vessels, sabotaging engines and weapon systems with calm efficiency. Energy pulses from the oceans and core disrupted targeting systems, leaving entire squadrons unable to fire. Orbital cannons fired, again, with perfect timing, destroying critical ships before they could regroup. Alien fleets, once confident and powerful, were now fractured, leaderless, and panicked. Suspense continued to rise. The audience could feel the slow, deliberate dismantling of a mighty force, executed with intelligence rather than brute strength. On Earth, Hale and Carter coordinated the strikes with precision. Every pulse, every stealth maneuver, every orbital shot was synchronized to ensure maximum impact. Humans had studied alien technology, predicted tactics, and prepared for every contingency. The aliens, unaware of the full scale of the hidden power, struggled desperately against a foe they could not see or comprehend. Suspense and tension gripped the audience. They watched the first visible proof of humanity's hidden might, understanding that what had started as quiet anomalies was now a fully unleashed force. By the end of the first strike, alien morale was shattered. Ships drifted lifelessly, crews panicked, and commanders struggled to salvage what remained. Commander Varex, once confident and arrogant, faced the undeniable truth. Earth was far more capable than anyone had imagined. The suspense shifted from uncertainty to awe. The audience saw that humanity's quiet preparation had delivered a precise and overwhelming first blow. The galaxy, once laughing at the underestimated planet, now began to realize the consequences of underestimating human intelligence and strategy. The scene closed with Hale and Carter observing the battlefield silently. "They thought we were weak," Hale said, his eyes fixed on drifting enemy ships. Carter nodded, monitoring energy signals to ensure no hidden threats remained. "They have no idea what's coming next," she replied. Suspense lingered in. The air of the first strike had revealed humanity's power, but the galaxy had yet to witness the full extent of Earth's dominance. The audience was left on edge, eager for the next wave, knowing the quiet, calculated fury of Earth was only beginning to show itself. The alien fleets had never faced a threat like this. Their formations, once orderly and confident, now drifted in disarray. Pilots shouted over distorted communications, trying desperately to follow broken orders. Engines failed, weapons misfired, and sensors refused to provide accurate readings. Commander Varex's arrogance had evaporated, replaced by fear and confusion. The galaxy watched silently, sensing a quiet power rising from the underestimated planet below. Suspense gripped the audience. The calm, precise humans had turned the battlefield into controlled chaos. Nothing could restore order. Human stealth crafts moved like shadows through the debris of disabled ships. Each craft infiltrated alien vessels, disabling critical systems without detection. Orbital cannons fired in perfect synchrony, striking at weak points that the enemy did not know existed. Dr. Liana Carter monitored energy surges from deep within Earth's oceans and core, transmitting precise pulses that scrambled alien communications and weapons systems. The suspense escalated as every alien maneuver, every desperate counterattack, failed silently against the calculated patience of humanity. Commander Varex tried to reorganize his fleet, issuing orders to regroup and counterattack. His officers scrambled, but every attempt was anticipated. Missiles misfired, shields collapsed, and fighter squadrons drifted helplessly. The humans had prepared for every contingency, predicting alien responses and neutralizing them before they could be executed. Chaos spread like wildfire through the enemy ranks, while the humans remained calm and in total control. The suspense for viewers intensified. They could feel the widening gap between expectation and reality. The growing dominance of a planet, once considered insignificant, across distant star systems, the ripple effect of the first strikes began to spread. Alien reinforcements, sent to assist the embattled fleets, were intercepted by stealth crafts and orbital weapons before they even reached the battle zone. Systems failed inexplicably, engines refused to start, and weapons locked in place. Every attempt at coordination crumbled under invisible, precise control. Commander Varex's frustration became panic as he realized the galaxy's confidence in their superiority was collapsing around him. Suspense shifted into urgency. The audience could see that Earth's power was not just immediate, but strategic, far-reaching, and unstoppable. From Earth's command centers, General Marcus Hale observed the unfolding chaos with calm authority. Every movement of the enemy had been predicted. Every failure, every misfire, was part of the plan. Dr. Carter guided the energy pulses, ensuring that stealth crafts moved undetected and orbital cannons targeted with surgical precision. Humans did not celebrate the destruction they observed, calculated, and ensured no alien force could recover. The suspense for viewers was electric. Humans were not merely defending themselves. They were orchestrating a masterful display of control and strategy. Alien fleets, now fractured and leaderless, attempted desperate maneuvers to regain dominance. They deployed emergency strikes, sending squadrons on reckless attacks. Yet every action was anticipated. Stealth crafts sabotaged engines mid-flight, orbital cannons destroyed command ships, and energy pulses scrambled sensors and targeting systems. The chaos became complete. The galaxy's most confident fleets were reduced to drifting wrecks and helpless pilots, all under the silent, precise hand of Earth. Suspense reached its peak. The audience realized the full scale of human control. Over the battlefield, Commander Varex, overwhelmed and humiliated, attempted a final order, a coordinated strike aimed at the humans' command centers. The attempt failed immediately. Communications were jammed, weapons misfired, and his flagship's engines shut down without warning. Alien officers looked to him in disbelief, unable to comprehend how the humans anticipated every move. Chaos had consumed their ranks completely, and Earth's power, still largely unseen in its full potential, remained dominant. Suspense lingered. The enemy was desperate, cornered, and completely unprepared for the next phase. In orbit, Hale and Carter coordinated the final stages of the operation with cold precision. Every disabled vessel, every drifting fighter, every shattered command ship was part of the plan. Humans had not only crippled the fleets, they had demonstrated control, intelligence, and strategy far beyond alien expectations. The suspense shifted from fear to awe. The audience could see that Earth was no longer merely defending itself. It had become the master of the battlefield. The galaxy would never underestimate it again. As the scene closed, Hale looked at Carter and said quietly, "They thought they could adapt. They were wrong." Carter nodded, eyes scanning the monitors for any remaining threats. "We've only just begun. The galaxy is watching, and they will remember what happened here." The suspense lingered, leaving viewers on edge. The first wave of chaos had demonstrated Earth's dominance. But the full story was still unfolding. The galaxy had never witnessed silence like this, where once thousands of alien warships had filled the skies with their thunderous engines and flashing weapons. Now only drifting wreckage remained, scattered like broken bones across the stars. Yet even in their defeat, the enemy was not finished. From the depths of hidden strongholds, reinforcements surged forward, massive dreadnoughts, larger than any seen before, bristling with weapons meant to crush entire civilizations. The galaxy held its breath, believing these ships would finally restore balance. But deep within Earth's command centers, the humans were already preparing their final counterstrike. Suspense thickened, as though the air itself carried the weight of something unstoppable about to unfold. General Marcus Hale stood with calm precision, his hands clasped behind his back, his eyes fixed on the holographic display. Around him, officers reported the arrival of alien reinforcements with urgency. Yet Hale did not panic. Instead, he spoke softly. "They still believe numbers will save them. They still don't understand." Across the room, Dr. Liana Carter's hands danced across control consoles, aligning the energy pulses, weaving calculations that bent physics itself to Earth's will. Every officer present could feel the gravity of the moment they were on. The edge of rewriting galactic history, the alien dreadnoughts advanced in perfect formation, their shields glowing, their weapons locked on Earth's defenses. Commander Varix, still clinging to pride, broadcast across the channels, his voice full of venom. "You are clever insects, but this is the end. The galaxy does not bow to Earth." His words dripped with false confidence, a desperate attempt to mask the chaos he had already endured, but Hal simply gave the order, "Execute the final phase." The suspense for viewers tightened, hearts pounding as they waited for humanity's answer to this overwhelming force. Then it began. Earth's orbital cannons roared to life, firing not simple blasts of energy, but concentrated beams refined by Carter's calculations. The beams sliced through shields that had once been thought indestructible. One dreadnought after another faltered, their glowing defenses collapsing like shattered glass. The stealth crafts, silent and invisible, darted between the giants, planting charges in weak points the aliens had never known existed. Explosions rippled across the battlefield, carving holes through the pride of alien fleets. The galaxy watched in stunned silence. Earth was not only fighting back, it was dismantling the very symbol of alien power. Yet the suspense grew sharper when the dreadnoughts adapted. Their weapons fired in synchronized volleys, overwhelming space with energy storms powerful enough to vaporize entire fleets. For a moment, the battlefield shook with fire and fury. Alien officers cheered, believing they had finally cornered the humans. But Hale and Carter had already anticipated this. From the depths of the oceans, hidden human systems released a surge of energy unlike anything ever seen. The very fabric of space bent around the pulses, redirecting the volleys back at the alien ships themselves. The dreadnoughts were struck by their own fury, tearing through their formations and igniting chaos once again. The suspense snapped into awe. The galaxy realized Earth's counterstrike was not just powerful, but devastatingly intelligent. Varric screamed orders, but his fleet was crumbling. Fighters spun out of control, dreadnoughts broke formation, and communication lines burned with static. The humans pressed forward with unshakable calm. Hale's voice carried across command, "Now cut off their retreat." Stealth crafts moved, like phantoms, disabling engines, trapping the aliens in a web of precision strikes. Orbital cannons hammered relentlessly, each shot finding its mark. Carter's calculations ensured every attack was efficient and wasted energy, no missed targets. The battlefield, once filled with alien arrogance, had become a stage for Earth's flawless performance. Suspense shifted again. The galaxy knew the end was near. But the scale of destruction still held them frozen in anticipation. Then came the most decisive strike. Hall gave a single command: release it. From hidden platforms buried beneath the Earth's crust, weapons of terrifying design emerged. Not weapons of chaos, but of control. Energy pulses stretched across the battlefield, shutting down every alien system in an instant. Engines died, weapons froze, shields flickered and collapsed. The dreadnoughts, the pride of alien engineering, became helpless hulks drifting in silence. Varrix's voice broke through static, furious and trembling. "What have you done?" Hale's response was calm, almost cold. "We ended your illusion." The suspense had reached its peak. The final counterstrike was complete, and the galaxy could no longer deny humanity's dominance. In orbit, wreckage burned like falling stars. Survivors drifted helplessly, stripped of their power, their arrogance, their hope. Earth had not only defended itself, it had rewritten the balance of power. For the first time, the galaxy realized that humanity had never been weak. They had been patient, calculating, waiting for the moment to unleash everything. The suspense transformed into a heavy silence that hung over every watching world. This was no mere victory. This was a warning, as the smoke of battle cleared. Hale looked at Carter, his expression unreadable. "It's over," he said quietly. Carter shook her head. "No, it's just begun. They will never forget this, and neither will we." Her words carried weight. For the final counterstrike was more than a battle won. It was the opening of a new chapter where Earth no longer hid in the shadows. The galaxy had trembled once, but now it would live forever in the memory of humanity's wrath. The battlefield hung in silence. Wreckage drifted across the stars like broken monuments to arrogance, glowing faintly in the darkness. Where once thousands of ships had thundered with pride, now only fire and fragments remained. Earth had done the unthinkable. It had turned the tide of war with precision, with patience, with a strength the galaxy had mocked for centuries. But as the dust settled, a new question rose in the minds of every world watching. What happens now that humanity has unleashed its full power? General Marcus Hale stood in the command chamber, his face calm but heavy with the weight of history. Around him, officers whispered in disbelief at the scale of victory. Alien dreadnoughts, once symbols of unstoppable power, now floated as lifeless hulks. Reports streamed in from across the galaxy. Enemy strongholds had gone silent. Leaders were retreating into hiding, and allied colonies were celebrating Earth's triumph. Yet Hale's voice remained steady, almost cold. "Do not celebrate yet," he said. This was not just a battle. This was a message, and messages always echo. His words settled into every ear, carrying a warning that humanity's fight was far from finished. Dr. Liana Carter moved between consoles, her mind calculating not weapons now, but consequences. She had seen the fear in alien eyes, heard the silence in their channels when their dreadnoughts fell. She understood what it meant. The galaxy would never see Earth as weak again, but neither would it forgive. "They will come back," she said softly, as though speaking only to herself. "Not because they believe they can win, but because they cannot accept that they lost." The officers near her fell quiet. They knew she was right. Across the galaxy, alien leaders gathered in secret halls, their faces pale with fear. Some argued that Earth must be destroyed before it grew even stronger. Others whispered that peace must be forced, that humanity must be caged, monitored, controlled. But beneath their arguments was the same emotion: terror. For the first time in their long history of dominance, they had faced a species that refused to break, and worse, a species that fought with strategies beyond their understanding. Every decision they made now was haunted by the image of Earth's final counterstrike, the moment the galaxy trembled. But on Earth itself, the mood was different. Families who had feared extinction now looked up at the night sky with pride. Children asked questions about the fleets, about the heroes who stood against the impossible. The world celebrated quietly, not with arrogance, but with relief. Humanity had proven it could survive. Yet beneath the pride was also a deep unease. People understood that by unleashing their full power, they had crossed a line that could never be uncrossed. They had revealed their hand. And now the galaxy would never stop watching them. General Hale met with Earth's leaders in the days that followed. The chambers buzzed with debates and demanded humanity strike again while its enemies were weak. Others urged restraint, fearing endless wars. Hale listened, his face unreadable, before finally speaking. "We showed the galaxy our strength, because they left us no choice. But strength alone will not protect us forever. What we need now is unity. If we fracture, if we fight among ourselves, then all of this," he gestured to the stars on the holomap, "will mean nothing." His words carried the weight of hard truth. Humanity had proven its power, but holding that power was a different challenge entirely. Meanwhile, survivors from the alien fleets drifted in space, sending broken transmissions of fear and surrender. Some begged for mercy. Others warned of retaliation. But Earth's command did not answer. Instead, Hale ordered that they be recovered, not destroyed. "Let them live," he said. "Let them return to their worlds and speak of what they saw. The galaxy will learn faster through fear than silence." It was a calculated decision. Humanity was not only waging war with weapons, but with reputation. And reputation could be more devastating than any fleet. Yet even as humanity stood on the edge of becoming a galactic power, shadows lingered. Dr. Carter often stared at her screens, running simulations of battles yet to come. Every scenario showed the same truth, no matter how strong Earth had become. The galaxy was vast, and its combined fury was limitless. She turned to Hale one night and asked, "Do you ever wonder if we pushed too far?" Hale's eyes narrowed, but he did not look away. "No," he said finally, "because if we hadn't, we would no longer exist. And now they will think twice before coming for us again." His answer was simple, but it carried the cold steel of survival. The galaxy's reaction came quickly. Rumors spread faster than truth. Some claimed Earth had unlocked forbidden weapons from ancient civilizations. Others whispered that humans had struck a deal with something darker, some hidden power lurking in the void. Fear twisted into myth and myths into legend. Humanity once ignored was now a story told in hushed voices. Children on alien worlds were warned about the wrath of Earth. What began as laughter and mockery had transformed into silence and dread. The balance of the galaxy had shifted. No one could return it to what it was. As Earth's fleets returned home, scarred but victorious, Hale stood once more at the window of his command center. He watched the stars with a quiet intensity. To many, this was the end of the war. To him, it was only the beginning of something larger. "They thought we were weak," he whispered, his voice carrying the weight of a promise. "But now they know, and we will never be underestimated again." The galaxy trembled, not from weapons, not from battle, but from the silence that followed. A silence filled with fear, respect, and the certainty that humanity's place among the stars had changed forever.